This is Kate Beckinsale. You're listening to Baconsale.
Why are we like this? I think it's because of our mothers. Whether they called us the angel, the anarchist, or the social zero. This is why I'm like this. This is why Joel's like this. This is why Jake's like this. This is why we have Baconsale.
There you go.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
Nice callback to the mom show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
By the way, my mom called me a social zero. You can't talk yet. We have to introduce you first.
Yes. Welcome to Baconsale. I'm Joel.
I'm Kent.
And Jacob.
And we'd like to thank you for listening to our chicken nugget, chicken tender show that we just did, where we ate tons of chicken nuggets and all the trans fats are now lodged in our hearts.
It's weird that you all went and got chicken nuggets after the show, though, because I really try to warn everyone against it.
That show started with such a, this is the mechanics of chicken nuggets and it's disgusting. But then we get into it and all of a sudden it's like, oh, yeah, those do taste good.
Did that happen? It didn't happen to me.
Well, it's weird that all of a sudden, like, Arctic Circle sold out of chicken rings, right?
I
think that was because of you. I think
Yeah.
they owe
The
you like an
Baconsale
affiliate
impact.
deal.
I
The
love
bacon
those
pact.
terrible chicken rings.
Yeah.
All right.
But that's not what we're talking about today. What are we talking about today, Jacob?
Today, it's time to follow up and have the grand conclusion, if we can call it that,
Whoa.
to What Would Baconsale Do? Part 3.
What would Jacob Sell do?
What would the whole series?
I don't know. Are we going to continue this after this?
I'd like to think so.
I don't know. We'll see.
But our part 2 of our
Dr.
show
Matt.
with Dr. Matt.
And-
Dr. Matt, welcome to the show.
Hey, Matt.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me back.
Just as promised, Dr. Matt has returned.
And I would introduce you, but the fact is, this is the part 2 of the show. So
Right.
if people didn't listen to the part 1, they're going to be completely lost.
Go back and listen to part 1, or this will make no sense.
what would
and it was a
Jacob
few
Sell
weeks,
do?
a few weeks ago?
Yeah,
Is that a month ago? Something like that.
time ago.
Go and listen.
It's time ago.
Okay.
So
I was
Dr. Matt-
confused. I'm Dr. Matt.
But Dr. Matt, welcome back. So we did a show about a month ago where we analyzed mostly Jacob and it
Almost
kind of did
exactly a month ago, yeah.
we did a final wrap up of how weird Joel and I may be due to like a Rorschach pop culture test we did.
Turns
Right.
out you're weirdos.
We are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's no surprise
That was,
there.
that was at episode 211.
211. So
Jacob
go
Sell do?
listen to that first. But this is kind of like this scary wrap up for us all. You really put Jake under the spotlight, and now I think we're all going to be analyzed.
I'm nervous. I'll admit it. I'm nervous. I tell my wife I may come back a different person after tonight.
No, you're just going to, she's going to understand you better after listening to the show. That's
She
all.
loves these shows, by the way.
Does she?
Yeah, she loves it when we give
That's
insights
what she
into
tells you
who
she
we are.
listens? She
Yeah,
says that?
yeah, she
Okay,
said that.
that's
yeah.
good.
She makes me feel warm and happy inside.
how
No, I'm
demented we are.
excited. Like, we had some fun last time. We put Jacob in the hot seat,
Yes,
right?
we
Because
did.
he had put you guys in the hot seat before with
He had no idea
our
it was coming.
scenarios and questions. And I gathered some informal data from what we gathered, asking Jacob the questions. And then we ran you guys through word association test, the marshmallow test.
Yes.
Which was hilarious. I thought about that for a few days afterwards.
About Kent stealing
Was
my
it, was
cat.
it wrong that I
was
did
pretty
that?
funny. Hey, we're not here to judge, man.
I think you are, actually.
It was completely
yeah.
wrong.
And what else did we do? We did kind of Would You Rather. What did we call
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
There was the grocery cart bit.
Yep, the
all
shopping
of that
cart stuff.
kind
It
of
is a
stuff.
bit. Yeah, indeed.
Well, and then you sent us a test to take offline.
A couple.
Right,
Yeah,
a couple of tests.
in between
And
that episode and this
We
episode.
had fun with those, but just to defend actual psychology and personality assessment, I thought it would be appropriate to have you guys take 2 very real-world, legitimate personality assessments, and I think you guys are going to make that website available.
We will.
to
Yeah.
to
We did actually to our patrons. Our patrons got one of the
Great.
quizzes already.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and it's free online, but both of these tests are tests of normal personality. And for those people listening who know something about psychology and personality testing, we break it down into 2 types of personality tests. One are called normal or general population tests, which you guys took. We're assuming there's no major clinical pathology.
There were a lot of questions about starting fires.
That was if you took the do you want to do the extra
secondary,
questions?
We
yeah.
don't know if that's a safe stretch, honestly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But it's
And
like,
then
do you like
there's-
guns? Do you like starting fires? And I'm like, yes.
Yes, I'm from Utah. And then there's clinical tests. We didn't take clinical tests to judge like pathology of psychosis or anything.
What does that
what would
mean,
that
clinical
be?
test? Yeah.
A clinical test would be if somebody is having psychological distress and they're referred to a clinician or a psychologist, then we might want to rule in or out major mental health disorders. But most of the population are familiar with general personality tests like the Myers-Briggs test or the color wheel test.
Right.
But the two you guys took, the 16 personality functions test, has been around a really long time, and it's a great test for research. And then the Big Five, which is also a really great test for personality.
And these tests were they were similar to a Pizza Hut survey after, in the sense that it was like,
wow.
no, that's
Jeez.
no.
Joel bases everything off.
No.
Yeah,
I just it was that scale of agree or disagree.
We call it a Likert scale.
Yeah, and so they gave, that's what I
Or
equated
the Pizza
to.
Hut test.
Well, because every time I order Pizza Hut, they're like, "Hey, if you fill out the survey, we'll give you a
It's
free
like
$10
pepperoni
off."
was delicious.
I love the
Strongly
fact
agree.
Strongly agree.
Neutral.
The Likert test is now the Pizza Hut test.
It's the Pizza Hut
I could
test.
go with that.
But that's the thing, is like, so it was a question where they'd ask you a question, does this describe you? And you either say strongly agree or disagree or somewhere in the middle.
Right.
Now, I found it interesting that when we completed the test, and it's just over 100 questions possibly, and you're supposed to say how honest you were during the test.
That was actually
That was
kinda cool.
So it
interesting.
says
Yeah.
like honest, like a percentage scale, like
Yeah.
90%, and
Yeah.
you're like, well, I just finished it. Of course, it's 100%. Or
But
was
it makes
I
you think,
kind of-
doesn't
yeah,
it?
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's in these sorts of tests, one of the problems for any normal personality assessment is whether or not a person's being honest.
Yeah.
And with clinical tests, you can tell with the better clinical tests, but with these, you have to make. And what they found is, instead of building in really structured psychometrics into the test, most people, when they're faced with that question, they're actually pretty honest about how honest they were.
So
Isn't that funny?
It is kind of
Yeah.
cool. So I mean, if someone was putting on a facade where they
pointing at
were,
Jake.
oh, am I? Oh, sorry, that was weird. Just that these tests wouldn't do that because they could just lie their way through.
You could lie your way through it. That's right. And so they're not quite as sophisticated. No, even the Myers-Briggs, which is probably the best known of these normal personality tests, isn't as sophisticated as some of the clinical personality disorder tests. But what they have found is, for the most part, by asking that question at the end, how honest were you, 0 to 100%, most people weirdly will tell you if they're like, 50%. I mean,
Wow.
people will tell you.
Wow.
So that's one way to judge how useful it is. And then they also asked you, can we use this for research? That's why it's being used for free online, why you can access it for free.
To collect the
and
data.
And I don't know what their cutoff is, but I'm sure they have a cutoff. If somebody was like 25% honest, I'm sure they would not use you in the research study. They probably have like a 90% honesty scale.
The answers and data we submitted will be kind of incorporated into actual psychology.
Unless you told them you were lying.
Now,
I
now,
wouldn't
Matt,
tell
does
them
the
that.
field of psychiatry accept the Hogwarts House quizzes?
I
the
think
official,
they're
the official
under
Pottermore quiz.
Yes,
we should
Pottermore.
guess,
they're under review,
Yeah.
I believe.
Because sometimes it's like, choose a letter. L.
I connect with L the most.
you're obviously a Slytherin.
Yeah, you took too long. You're a Hufflepuff.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
What?
Oh, we're going to have you take that.
Yeah, I
It's
haven't-
because
I
you're
haven't taken
legitimate. well
I
done,
don't know.
sir.
I'm not sure which house I want.
Do you know at least what your Patronus is?
my Patronus? I've
Deep dive.
I don't really like to get my Patronus out very often.
It's for the best.
That is for the best. Yeah.
I read only to book 5 with my kids, and then I think we gave up.
Oh,
But we saw the movies.
You realize right after this we're taking the Pottermore quiz, right?
Okay, let's do
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I want to get my Patronus on.
Patient-client privilege.
All right. So it sounds like you're ready with different personality assessment for us, right? And so
Right. So I thought what we would do is when the time is right, I'll go through and give you my synopsis. So in the real world, I think we teased this last time. It's really not good practice. It's not accurate to just say, oh, based on this one thing, then you're this other thing. And that everybody knows that kind of feels hokey, but
Yeah.
it's kind of fun. That's how you do your personality is
on
like.
so the
Quizzes,
correct
what
way
is
to do
friendly?
it is how?
Gather a lot of data from different sources. So I've listened to some of your shows. I wrote down notes from our conversation last time, paying special attention to the Rorschach pop quiz, which has no validity at all since I made it up. But that was fun. And then,
fun.
of course, relying heavily on the 2 real personality tests that you guys took. And so I've boiled that down.
And the first episodes as well.
And the first episodes, right?
In fact, I have a question for you. How revealing are those questions in the first 2 episodes where I'm putting Kent and Joel in these scenarios?
Well, what's great about those 2 particular episodes is that you guys are, I think, being kind of genuine and honest. Like
25%.
you're just kind of 25%. Okay, never mind. We'll throw yours out of the
83.
file. 83.
Specifically, yeah.
Okay, you make the cut. No, but I mean, I think the listener will hear the personality summaries that I have for each of you, and they'll probably agree based just on listening to your past episodes, not just those 2, but
No,
just
I'm
you
scared
guys
again.
talking, how you guys talk about things, and a careful listener will pick up on a lot of these personality traits that maybe I've just summarized. And then I thought we'd have more fun with it and find out which characters you guys think you're like based on my
And you have some guesses as to that.
I have some guesses.
Or some, not maybe guesses, but maybe
I'm correct, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
the fact that you
Yes,
allowed us back in your house
we're sitting
says
around the
enough that you
kitchen table.
trust us enough that like we didn't totally fail our tests or that we're
No.
not psychopaths.
He's not afraid to let us
Can you
back in.
guys come back and remove all sharp objects and shoelaces?
Exactly.
Yeah,
There's not a police escort waiting inside.
I have some guys here to escort you out.
Chris Hansen's
that's
outside
it.
in the other room.
Chris Hansen?
That's for you.
What? No, come on, you can't just do that.
All right, so before we get to that, we've teased a little bit that Dr. Matt's going to give us the official evaluation. Guys, I have a couple more questions to ask.
Okay.
For just Kent and I?
I have cooked up a little scenario, and Dr. Matt, would you be willing to play along as well?
Sure, I'll play along.
All right, the tables are turning. Okay.
See, like he was picked on the last show, and so now he's going to try to pick
No,
on us.
I'll get you
back.
So vindictive. Okay, great.
Yeah, make a note of that. All right, so
I do feel like everything we're doing at this table is being analyzed. So
it's done. He's already written our summaries down,
Yeah,
Joel.
I
it's
can
too
always
late for
update.
us. Fluid.
Got the laptop here.
Okay, are you guys ready for a
Paranormal.
scenario?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Vindictive.
So I wanted to follow along the trend of the shopping cart, but update it a little bit. So it's the
Okay.
same kind of structure.
Uh-huh.
This is the situation. Are you ready?
Yes.
You've been dating someone for a little while.
I wouldn't know the feeling.
Yeah, you would know that part really well.
Did I just slam myself?
You're just about to break up with them because of
It's been 3.5 months. Okay.
Okay, so you've been dating someone for a while, and now you were thinking about proposing.
Okay.
Okay, it is in your head,
Okay.
and now you're like, okay, I'm turning on my sensors, right? I'm going to be watching for things that maybe I haven't seen before. I'm going to ask to see more about them, and
Looking for red flags, you mean?
exactly.
Okay.
And here's some of the things that come out of this discovery, right? This searching.
So basically, you're going to propose. Would this, whatever it may be,
But you turn
prevent
into
from
Jerry
proposing?
Seinfeld all of a sudden.
Exactly. So
something.
now you're starting to do this,
She
and so
eats her peas
there's some
one at a
things.
time.
Now these are all over the place, to be honest. So there's some of these things that maybe didn't bug you before, you didn't notice, or maybe she was doing all along, but you didn't care about a whole lot until now.
Okay.
But these are the things. Are you ready?
Ready.
First one. She puts condiments on her fingers and then applies it to fries and hamburgers, etc. And then she licks off the excess.
So I love her, right?
You love her. This is the scenario.
But
right?
I'm looking for red
You're about to
flags.
propose, and you're like, "Is this something I can live with?"
Like you're saying-
also one more
she
thing
opens
too.
a ketchup packet, puts it on her finger.
Yeah,
Wipes it on a fry.
wipes it on the fry, then eats it. Right. So also, all of these are unrecoverable. Right. So the answer can never be, "Well, I'll just
Can she fix it?
ask
Yeah.
her to stop this weirdness." Right. That's not the case. She is doing this forever. That's the situation. This is
Joel?
a habitual activity. Joel, you're first.
I'm still in.
You're still in.
I'm still in. I don't have a problem. Well, it's weird, but it's not weird enough that I'm like, if I love her, I'm not going to blame her for that. So, and I'm a huge fan of condiments. So
I actually just wrote ketchup at first, and then I
Just
was
wrote
like,
down.
"No, it's all condiments. It's
Yeah.
everything. You know,
Everything.
mustard,
So ranch
whatever."
dressing, she's like putting a handful and then
Like
wiping it over
relish?
the
Yeah, I think it goes into her palm, and then she kind of just wipes it across the bread and stuff.
Wow.
So yeah, Kent?
100% out. That's disgusting. I kissed that girl. Not anymore. I'm gone.
Okay.
That's gross. That is
because she
unsanitary.
puts condiments on her hand. You're not going to kiss
Why
her
would
mouth?
she do that? No, because then she eats and then she touches. Oh, it's just gross. Wash your hands.
You're not kissing her hands.
Oh, it's all germs.
Oh, that's all right. You're a germaphobe.
Yeah.
Dr. Matt.
Well, first of all, I feel like there's a general fear of commitment with this.
With who?
This, and then
With whom?
there was the shopping cart thing. But anyway, that aside, I feel like hygiene is really important. But you know what? If I really like her and it's kind of an oral fixation thing, I'm in.
There you go.
Okay.
Nope.
2 out of 3, you're sticking with it. All right, here's the next one. You hadn't noticed this for a long time, but you're over at her place, and she's got a hardwood floor, and she takes off her socks. And as she's walking across the hardwood floor, you realize that her toenails are so long that they click on the ground, kind of like a
Dr. Matt's
kind
laughing
of like
right
a
now.
dog.
There's
yeah,
a personal
like
story.
a clicking sound.
There's a personal story we need to know about pretty much right now.
So they click on the hardwood floor while she walks, and also she does like to play footsie. This is part of it.
Oh no!
All right, let's go different order. Kent, how about you go first?
Well, you're asking the guy that has PTSD from Laguna Beach, where I got cut up by everyone's toenails.
How old were you?
I was 17 years old.
Okay, that's a fair pass to be at Laguna Beach.
Yeah. He was last week.
It was like earlier in the summer, and then I was going to say
He was 37 back then. So young.
Thanks, I guess. Yeah, so I'm
You're
out.
definitely out?
Yeah.
All right, Dr. Matt.
I think he's in because he's got a personal story about this. And
She's like this
okay
the rest
with
of her
it.
life. Like the little clacks on the floor when she walks
Well, I
anywhere.
just learned about somebody that their toenails are so gnarly that they actually shred the sheets on the bed. And they have to keep buying new sets of sheets. That's a real story that
But
I'm
why
laughing
wouldn't
about.
you just cut him?
Yeah,
Instead of buying sheets.
so this is unrecoverable, the toenails for some reason.
Yeah, she's going to
can't
keep them
clip
long.
her toenails?
No, she likes it.
She
It's a
likes to keep
thing.
'em
Yeah, she likes to keep them long. Yeah.
You know what? Honestly,
No, that's
again,
hygiene, but it's another level.
Yeah, it's another level of hygiene, but I'm not going to call off it for that. No, I'm in
No?
still.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very emotionally elevated of you. I think.
You know that scene in Jurassic Park when the raptors are walking in the kitchen and
Click,
clack,
click,
clack,
click.
clack?
Yeah.
That's all I can imagine. This would definitely put a strain on the relationship, so I may think twice before proposing.
Was May think twice an option, or was it in or out?
It's in or out for
I'm
sure.
out.
You're out?
I think I'm out.
Break her heart.
Yay.
That's just one thing where I'm like,
Break her heart like she broke your skin.
And the sheets.
no, one of my favorite things was to like get my dog so hyped up that when he tried to run, he just like run on the hardwood floor and like hear his
do
nails
that to
scream,
your
like,
girlfriend?
but like that's
Come
fun.
here, come chase me.
Yeah, but I couldn't.
Maybe you could play that game with her.
No, that's long toenails, man.
It's a really long toenails. Okay.
I'm just wondering what other application those could have. They might be useful.
No,
Yeah.
No, it's like a defense mechanism or something, right? She's ever kidnapped.
right.
Right. Who's going to see that coming?
Exactly. If you need to, I don't know,
She could like stab him, I don't know.
get hoe a row in the vegetable garden.
yeah,
Something like that.
Okay, here's the next one. She still lives with an old boyfriend. He's a roommate now. She swears it's platonic. There's nothing else going on, but they are roommates.
Who's this for, Jake?
What do you
It's
mean?
for all of us. We're all
Yeah,
answering.
we're all just-
I'm sitting here in my Levi's over here, and
You're a
sitting over
monster.
there in your shorts, and we're just going to answer these questions.
I don't know. This seems like a complicated situation, right? Do we trust
These are
her?
hypothetical, right?
Yeah, it's a hypothetical. Completely
So
hypothetical.
I love her. I may
You're
propose
about
to
to
her.
propose. You're
but I'm
thinking
looking
about
for
it.
red flags, and I haven't seen this red flag before, or I just turned a blind eye
No,
to
here's
it.
what it is. This is a
blind eye.
blind eye for sure. Yeah. And now you're
I
like,
think you're afraid of her toenails, and you'd miss this.
I can officially say I'm out of this one.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
but
she doesn't understand the.
Well, wait, are you gonna get married? Like,
it's not like he'd live with you and you're married.
I just
Yeah,
feel
is he
like
coming along?
if they're still,
No, he's not coming along.
okay.
He probably would though. He'd probably would go to Thanksgiving dinner and he'd come along. Like
You're
that,
probably
like
right,
an
though.
ex-boyfriend.
He would be a part of things. He would be a
Unbelievable.
part of things for sure.
Yeah.
You never know where he might turn up,
never
honestly.
know.
Yeah. Family reunions, who knows
Do
what.
I need to answer this? Like, truthfully, I think it all comes down to yes. When you get married
Yes,
to
you're
someone,
in?
no,
You're in?
hold on.
I heard a
It's
yes.
just going to be you two when you get married, but at the same time, if they're roommates and they still have that connection, they haven't been able to close that door to even burn the bridge in any way. He's going to come around a lot and be at those family things, and their family probably knows him.
I mean,
very
but you've
well.
been okay with it so far, but now
Yeah,
you're
but
just
you were
analyzing
hypothetical
in this
situation.
hypothetical situation.
purposely naive. Maybe I'm all the way out.
Okay.
That is one of the easiest reasons.
That's a pretty good choice.
Yes.
I feel like getting married resolves the issue, so it's kind of a Jerry
But
Elaine.
do
sort
you
of
feel like she
situation.
needs someone else in her life to communicate to, like other guys, for example?
No, she's marrying me, man.
Okay.
I'm a great talker.
You're still in?
No, I mean, if she wants to marry me and the boyfriend isn't coming along, I mean, she asked for him to move in with us, then no, I'd be out. But
Right.
I mean, if he's staying in his own space, we're okay.
Okay.
But then what if he's like Uncle so-and-so, come and hang out with, your kids and stuff like that? Like, there's that level of trust, obviously.
I don't know. I feel like I'm evolved enough to recognize if they're really just friends.
No, he makes some valid points.
He does.
He does.
That's a valid point.
Well, I mean, this is
I'm
the
not going to
psychological.
marry somebody I don't feel like I know that well. So,
Right,
like,
true.
I think people can date and then just become friends. It doesn't happen as often as becoming enemies, but it happens. And
Okay.
so, I mean,
so basically,
no,
like
he's
by
not moving
itself,
in my basement.
so by
Can't
itself,
move.
it's not an end game, right?
No,
but if there's other
the
factors
toenails,
as
I was
well,
closer to saying no on that.
but you didn't. You still
But I
didn't.
didn't.
I'll tell you a story
So I
later.
just felt like it could help with yard work.
You haven't said out yet.
What?
You've been in on all these, right?
Yeah, so far. Okay. Yeah.
So far.
Wow.
All right, here's the next one.
I'm pulling a Joel.
You start to notice that she constantly adds sound effects to everything that she does, right? So if she's fluffing a pillow, she goes floof, 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 and then goes hee, 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 hee. And then if she's eating something, she'll have cereal and she'll be like crunch, 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 crunch.
She's like, nom, 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 nom.
Yeah, exactly. So there's always sound effects.
Or like, pew, 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 pew.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
she's shooting you?
Yeah.
finger guns, obviously, right? Or like slurp, 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 when she's having a drink, right? This is constant. She's going to do it forever.
And
So there's-
incurable.
this is
There's
what
a
you're around.
maturity issue here, obviously. Don't you think?
I don't know, Dr. Matt. What do you think? Is there a maturity issue instinctively or intuitively with that?
It's a family show, so I'm just gonna.
Yeah, what about when you're kissing?
Yeah, tell us.
I
Like-
wasn't thinking kissing.
Neither was I.
Just say smooch, 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 okay?
I want to know.
kiss,
Honestly,
kiss,
I want to know how
Love,
good
love,
is she
kiss, kiss.
at the. Is she good at the sound effects? Is she like the guy from
She's
Police Academy?
That would be awesome.
Like, because honestly, I'm in.
I'm going to start the car.
Especially when we're kissing.
Oh, when she's in the car, she's like, vroom, vroom.
What kind of car?
Time.
I don't know. I think that'd be fun.
Wah, wah.
That's when you pick her up for the date.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Well, yeah, if
but
I
you-
got a wah, then I might be out.
So you have to marry this person and live with them forever?
Well,
and that's
that is the
something they
scenario,
do?
yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm totally
Is this
out.
some kind of weird version of Tourette's syndrome? Or
That's
something?
kind of what it
Yeah,
sounds
yeah,
like.
that is
Yeah.
a good
It just,
comparison.
for me, that means there's no social tact. If she's not being considerate of how others would perceive something, especially the one that's closest to her, it's a bit strange.
I kind of see her as just like she just doesn't care and she thinks it's funny.
Yeah, that
Just kinda like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. She
Like-
just
like a
she just thinks
Phoebe
it's funny,
kind of thing.
Yeah, like Phoebe, sort of. Yeah.
Kent's out.
I'm out.
Joel.
I gotta be out on this one too. I just imagine like being outside the bathroom and hearing stuff that's going on, and I'm like, nope, no, no, I didn't need to hear it. I was just gonna say I don't need to hear it.
Well, you made our minds go there, Joel. Thanks a
Joel,
lot.
this is still your fault. Oh, that's pretty funny.
Oh, that's good. Well, I think, to be honest, I'm going to assume she's really good at sound effects. Okay, I'm not going to.
You're assuming a lot.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
subpar
Michael Winslow, that's his
in
name.
her Tourette's
it's
syndrome.
more fun to imagine she's really good at it.
Yeah, she's really good at it, and therefore, to me, so I'm in.
Are you out if the sound effects are terrible? Like it's literally
That
what
could
we've
get-
been doing.
that
You know.
That's what I'm imagining. I'm imagining the bad sound effect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
she's just like plop plop plop.
You didn't.
No.
You didn't clarify
Yeah, or she's going to
that.
bed. She's like, I'm tired. like a 6-year-old does a snore.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm in. I like this. This is way better than the other two. I'm in on sound effects.
I mean, there could be some amusement, but okay.
Man,
It
All
cracked
right.
me up.
I love the evolution of the shopping cart.
All right. Here's the next scenario. She believes adamantly in the flat Earth theory, and she brings it up pretty often, honestly. But she is convinced that Earth is flat, moon landing was probably faked, and there's a big deception going on in the world.
I'm in, and our honeymoon is going to be a trip around the world.
You can't convince them, Joel.
I'm just saying, I will
No,
take
no,
her on
no,
a trip
you-
around the world and then be like,
Really? Are you in?
The reason she believes this is because she's seen evidence, but she's so adamant about it that she will refuse it altogether.
we will take a honeymoon trip up to the stratosphere and she can see the curvature of the Earth.
I hate to judge people based on like their beliefs and certain
you
theories. No, but like you need to have commonalities in a marriage, and I feel like if someone was that way, they're actually quite stubborn. about what they think. And if like I went to a family reunion with them, they would be telling everyone in the family about the flat earth theory or the moon. Like they wouldn't be able to keep their mouth shut about it. That sounded extreme.
But I hate to judge.
No, I mean
people.
this is you. So
Right.
yeah. Okay.
So I'm out.
You're out.
Yeah.
And you're in.
I'm in.
Well, the funny thing is, he can change their mind.
I believe
And
logic will prevail.
No, you wouldn't be able to change their mind. Like this is like deep
Logic
sex.
prevails.
Okay.
You'd say
so.
that.
The funny thing about this is in
This
my
has happened to
in my professional marriage, I've been accused of being the flat earther. So on my other podcast, what's it called?
Project Recovery.
Oh yeah, that's
Yes,
right.
Project
Recovery.
KSL.
Thank you with KSL and Casey Scott. Casey often accuses me of being a flat earther. I'm not exactly sure why. He also accuses me of not washing my hands after I use the bathroom, which neither are true. I'm
you
not
were
a flat
licking
earther.
condiments off them.
I always
flat earther
wash.
or
This happens
just
on Bacon Cell a lot.
conspiracy
These guys
theorists?
accuse me of all sorts of weirdness. And
Yeah.
it's untethered to reality, but it's still funny.
So no, I would. I mean, if she was truly delusional about being a flat earther and all of that,
Oh my gosh, are you out finally?
I'm out.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
There it is.
Like I can handle plop plop and all that kind of stuff, but
We're not talking about Alka-Seltzer.
the reality is like no, I couldn't do that. That would be funny for 10 minutes and then I would be frustrated for the rest of my marriage. So,
That's what the sound effects thing would be like.
no, that'd be fun.
Especially if she has the flu.
Are you ready for another one?
Yeah.
You're at the same point, right? You're about to propose,
Right.
and she, right as you're thinking about this, she brings up that she wants to start going by her middle name.
Okay.
Her middle name is also your sister's name. And suddenly,
Long pause.
And she insists you start calling her this. Like, I really want to be known as X now, right?
Okay.
And so you have to start using your sister's name all the time, talking to her, and you're about to propose. Imagine that. Are you okay with it?
So, yeah. I mean, obviously, there's like a weird fixation on your sister.
You talking
Right.
to Jake? Or are you talking
No,
hypothetically
from
about you?
her about your sister.
Well,
And so-
her middle name just happens to be your sister's name.
Yeah, but why the change at that point?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm okay with this only because in my life all the time I have people that have similar names and just it's context, the way you talk about them. Like even we used to work with someone that had the same name as my wife.
Yeah.
And all the time I'd be like, well, I went out with so-and-so the other night and then you guys knew
It's
exactly
like,
what I was
what?
talking
Yeah.
about. So I think it's perfectly fine. This is within the realm of normal.
I think it's the first one I'm staying in.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really see the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, if she started dressing like my sister,
I know.
White
I should
female
escalate
girl
this a
like
little
that.
bit. Yeah.
But just the name.
Yeah, she starts to.
I mean,
imitate.
knowing myself, I probably would agree to it and then just not call her that.
Yeah.
And
Not be compliant.
just
No.
don't even do it.
train her back the other way. But no, I mean, I don't know. That's fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's an easy one then. Here's another annoying one. Everywhere you drive, forever, she's going to read the name of every business you pass and every sign that she sees. It's a constant stream
It's more like an obsessive compulsive thing.
of reading. Yeah, she's going to read everything
Out loud or silently?
out loud.
All
does
the
that
way
mean?
out. I would never take her driving anywhere. I would never go on a road trip with her.
It'd be hard to have
because there would be
conversations.
it's more the anticipation of this is going to happen for the next 15
guys.
minutes. I can't do it.
This is an easy fix.
You can't fix this.
Sleep mask. Every time we drive, she wears a sleep mask.
Babe,
We have a whole
put on the
conversation.
We're driving.
I'm going to respect the game. And I'm going to say if that were the case and I had to listen to that everywhere we went, then no, I'm out.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, have you ever had those conversations where you keep
Because it'd be funny
trying to
for
talk to
5
someone,
minutes.
Yeah.
and they keep like getting distracted, and you're like, "I'm trying to talk to you," and they're like, "Albertsons." And you're like, "What?
Yeah.
What? Are we in Idaho? What is going on here?"
I mean, it'd be funny for 5 minutes when you go, where did we, what was that? You know, like you could do that, but forever, no. I'll respect the game. I'm out.
Well, it's a lot like the sound effects one, honestly, which you're in.
I think it's hilarious.
Which you're still into.
Yeah, but just I mean, there's some humor in the madness of the sound effects, but just naming random businesses would be again. I could get a
That
kick
would
out
be
of it
exhausting.
for a
It's
little
so
while.
many
but-
signs.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, we could get her some medicine, but
And a
that's
sleep
not
mask.
the game.
Yeah.
So I'm
No, that's
respecting
not the
game.
game.
So, Joel, you're out too?
There's no fixing. That's
Oh yeah,
the game.
if I can't, she can't wear the sleep mask. It's not gonna happen.
I like the sleep mask, though. Honestly, that's funny.
It's like blinders, just
It feels wrong.
But
Okay.
it saves our marriage.
All right, there's a couple more of these that I definitely want to bring in. Next one is you discover that every day she talks to her personal psychic, and she connects every single day, and she can't make any serious decisions without first conferring with her psychic.
So even if the two of us have a big decision, we've talked about it, and seems like we come to a good understanding, she then has to go to the psychic.
Yeah. She's not going to pull the trigger on anything until she's talked to the psychic first, who she talks to all the time, right? So there's very little inconvenience as far as like the scale of time, but this is who she's referring to every single day.
I don't mind the external source of knowledge, but also I kind of worry about. My immediate thought went to money. How much is she paying this psychic?
That was what I was going to ask.
That
how much
comes
does
into
this
it.
cost?
And this is costing a bit.
So
yeah.
that part seems frivolous to me more than getting advice from another source. And so I would say I'm out for
Maybe
that.
you could like
You're
get
out because of the money.
Maybe
Yeah.
you could get a subscription. You know,
Sure, yeah.
It's like $50 a month, and then it's unlimited questions.
If you get 5 years in advance, you get a discount.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
You're on someone else's streaming plan.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm out. Three's a crowd in a marriage.
Yeah.
And so if like Kent said, if we've made a big decision and that she has to reinforce that decision with someone else, it's not us. It's us and Miss Cleo. You know.
Yeah. I'm in. Why not? Yeah. Get
You're
a little
in?
help from the universe.
Okay.
Bring it.
Ask
her about the game
this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start betting heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kent's out. Joel, what'd you say?
I'm out.
You're out. Matt's in. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is going to be that she is a compulsive thief. But it seems to be only fixated on you. Your wallet keeps missing cash, credit cards are gone, and it's never a lot. It's never a huge deal, but it keeps happening. It keeps happening. Constant little thieveries. Okay?
No, I got to be out on this one.
Yeah.
It's a relationship of trust there, and I'm like, you can just ask me for it, and she keeps stealing it, then there's something
Yeah,
there.
it's gotta be stealing.
There's something in her psyche that is not quite right and could escalate later on. So this would be a red flag for me.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot you can do by having fake credit cards in your wallet or something like that, or no
He thinks
cash.
of fake credit cards.
And you,
What
then
was
you
that
could-
license you had, Ken?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying
Monopoly money.
Yeah, but then you could do everything by phone or whatever, like
Mm-hmm.
some sort of pay app. But you're right, the behavior itself is it's destructive, and there's a lot.
I don't want to be married to either one of you guys because
You're out?
No, I'm totally in because
with our relationship.
no, you and I are okay, Joel.
Okay.
What about us?
We'll talk. But what's hers is mine. What's mine is hers. If she steals some money from my wallet, I steal from her purse. We're this the same.
You just start stealing something. Quid pro
Right,
quo.
it's all we all
funny.
share.
Honor among thieves.
No, it's not thievery because I am one with her. She's one with me. I give, she gives.
But it's the fact that she feels like she needs to steal it when you would
Maybe
openly
it's a
give
fun
it to her.
game.
And when
Maybe
she
it's
steals,
like-
she goes sneak, sneak, sneak.
You were the worst thief ever.
Yeah, because I can hear her every time.
Burglar.
No, I can totally work with that. I think it'd be fun. So
Like
I'm
a
in.
little project.
I'm in. Yeah, no,
Okay.
it'd be great. Maybe it's like our role play game. I come home and find out what she stole, and then she tries to catch me.
No, no.
There's some sound effects.
no.
A little click,
Wrong
click,
girl,
click
wrong
across the floor.
The toenails.
Why are you combining them all?
She's a terrible sneaker.
Then we're gonna go eat some condiments off each other's fingers. I am so into this marriage.
Yeah, we should combine them and see who's in. Yeah.
No. Out.
All right, so that's going to be it for this scenario, the
Well,
breakup
thank you, Jake.
scenario. You guys did really well. I've taken some notes. So
I
is
feel like
Dr.
I
Matt.
ruined your game.
You didn't ruin it at all.
Oh, okay.
How'd you?
All right.
No.
No, I
That
just
was
felt
great.
like
No, you're just a
I was
very
too
patient
excited
man.
about this girl.
You
built
were
for
really
me.
into this girl,
Yeah.
honestly. Yeah, you're
I
like,
can't wait to
look
put
at this
a rock
diversity
on her finger. And
yeah.
live happily ever after.
Clack, clack, clack.
Yeah.
Oh,
No
yeah.
matter what.
All right, so let's go ahead and hand the reins back over to you, Dr. Matt.
Well, I thought I had a lot of fun. I actually had a lot of fun with you guys last time, and tonight's been okay. But no, I thought I would say before I got into revealing the official personality profiles for each of you, I thought I would remind you guys of some of the things that happened last time, and I'm curious what you guys would take away from that about
Okay.
either your own personality or the personalities of of your co-hosts here. So one of the things that I thought was really fun and I've thought about after the show was the marshmallow test and how that played out. So I'm just kind of curious. Let's just have a little free discussion. Like, how would you... so just to recap really quick, everybody was given... So the marshmallow test is a real test, right? And it's been replicated a lot, and it's a test of delayed gratification,
right?
Where a child, a 5-year-old, is given a marshmallow, and they're told that you can eat it now if you like, or you can wait, and when I come back in the room, if you haven't eaten it, then you will double your treat. And so what they found over time is that kids who gobbled up their marshmallows versus the kids who delayed their gratification and waited. The kids who waited did much better in most areas of success in life, including grades and social life and all those things. So we played it out. I put everybody's favorite treat in front of them. Yours was disgusting.
Sour Patch
what was
Kids.
it? Yeah, Sour Patch Kids.
Thank you, sir.
Just horrible.
Okay.
Horrible
Kit Kats.
treats. Kit Kats, well done. We like those.
Orange roll.
Orange roll, yes, that my 16-year-old made for you. So I hope they tasted okay.
They were okay.
Okay,
I'm a little nervous now.
That's all right. And so it played out to how it played out, which was Kenny couldn't keep his hands off of your Kit Kats, and he
stole my
your
Kit
Kit
Kat.
Kats,
No.
which was kind of a backdoor way of getting a treat because
Right.
he didn't violate the parameters of
Right. As
the
a point
test.
of clarification, we all knew like the twist, right? Like we
Right.
can all wait an hour, but
Well,
when
he told us too. Like you'll get it at the end.
Well, you didn't wait an hour.
when you open that door, because I made sure to find that loophole.
You
because
did.
if anyone's listened to this show, I like to antagonize Joel.
He does.
And so when I found an opening to do that and somehow ruin the perfect flow we had, because we were all going to wait till the end, but when I knew I could steal a Kit Kat from him because he kept talking about the smell.
It smelled so good.
And so if I could enjoy
don't smell.
that before
That
he
deviant
did
behavior
and
was your
not
main
break
goal.
my own rules,
Right.
then I would easily
Right.
do that.
Psychopathic.
You
deviant.
could say that, but I think just like a
He can say that.
troublemaker.
No, but what do you guys think of that test and how everybody dealt with it? So Jacob didn't touch his.
Right.
Joel didn't touch his. Kenny ate Joel's.
Yes.
Well, and
mostly for the purpose of antagonizing.
I had full confidence that I was going to be able to make it all the way through. I was like, yeah, no problem. And then when Kent bit mine, I was like, what the heck? But then you said, there was a part when you said that counts as eating yours, Joel. And I was so mad. Even though I could walk down the street and pay 50 cents for a Kit Kat, I was like, what the heck, Kent? You ruined my opportunity just to be funny and get under my skin.
Right.
So what does that say about his personality?
He likes to antagonize me.
Yeah, but that's a behavior. What's his personality?
Narcissism.
I don't know. I'm asking you guys.
I would say entertainment because I knew honestly if we left it till the
Going
end of the
for the
show
laugh.
it would kind of fall flat.
It's true. And it was good for the show.
And so, but if I did it on the show, everyone would say, "Of course you did that." And so, I wanted to play
so
up the part.
justification of his deviant behavior.
Yeah, it's justification.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's for the
Thank you.
show.
I actually thought about eating mine just for that reason. It's
Right.
like, okay, well, somebody ought to break this. And then I was actually, I was trying to diet, I think, at the time, and I was a little worried about getting 2 orange rolls. Like that seemed a scary prospect as well. So I was tempted to eat one.
I think
just
you
so
were
I'd-
sick.
No,
No, he was dieting.
no, it was the
working on his figure.
back injury.
Okay, well, that was one. All right, so that was kind of fun. So,
Yeah.
what do you guys think about Joel's personality? He sat there and took it.
Yeah, I think he obviously shows a lot of restraint.
Well, Kent afterwards, he's like, he ate it, and I could tell he felt bad because he tried to offer me his Sour Patch Kids, but I was like,
Yeah, that's
no.
true.
I
I
offered
did.
to buy him a Kit Kat later too.
And I was like, I'm not going to give you the gratification of eating one of your treats to make you feel better.
it's kind of like when you punch your friend and you're like, you can punch me back.
Exactly. And it's like,
Ken
no,
still does that.
The
But
pain
no.
is already there.
Like Joel, he does a good job of explaining things. Like he'll be like, "Oh, this smells really good." He'll paint a picture, but he's like, "But I know I won't eat this because I have the honor to not do this." And I knew he wouldn't break. I honestly,
Rule
if
follower.
I could have got him to
Yeah.
break in any way besides me eating it, I would have tried.
Yeah.
but I knew he
Jeez.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
Remind me not to take you on like a thing where I have to
We're
follow
going to
rules.
Vegas next week.
No.
Well, speaking of the rule follower, right? I remember from the first What Would Baconsale Do? I set up a scenario trying to get, honestly, Joel, I don't think I told you this, but I was trying to come up with scenarios where I could get you to break a rule. Like that was part of the goal.
Break rules.
No.
I drive 77 on the freeway.
Whoa.
That was one of the
Settle
breakup
down.
with the girl is she drives half the speed limit at all times.
Was that?
Yeah, I didn't do that one, but
yeah.
that was on my list. Anyway, but no, as you might remember, listener, there was one where your mom had accidentally killed someone.
Oh, in episode 1?
In
or was
episode,
that
the
2?
first. That was
Okay,
the first
one
one.
was
Yeah.
Baconsale Do,
Accidentally killed someone.
76?
She calls you first and says,
77?
will you help me cover this up? And you go, you check out the scene, you discover that if you do nothing, she's absolutely going to go to prison. She's going to be convicted. It wasn't her fault, but she will be in prison the rest of her life. Do you help her? And Joel, you said,
I don't think it was that. You're
It
explaining
was.
a lot more than that now. I just listened to this episode today.
Well, what else is the implication of
He
your-
basically just said,
Yeah,
your mom calls you
I
up
mean,
and
this is
says,
a
I
death
accidentally
penalty
murdered someone.
Yeah.
Please help
Right.
me cover up the body.
Yeah.
And what I said was...
I don't know. I said she absolutely will go to prison.
Okay, Jacob. But what they said... But what
Would
I
that
said...
change your answer?
What I said was, I've seen too many movies to know that the more you try to cover it up, the worse it gets. And so let's just take it now and justice will prevail eventually. That was my answer.
Justifying his rule-following behavior by claiming it's making it better for mom.
You guys have seen the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like they try to cover up the murder, and all of a sudden it's like
Yeah.
worse stuff starts happening.
Yeah.
In the movies.
Whereas Kent was like, "I'll make sure he's dead."
Look, I think Ken said, if I remember exactly, you were like, get out of here, Mom. I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Like I would take the fall if I needed to. Joel would definitely follow the rules.
He's the rule follower.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
So we've got some good feedback from past stuff about Joel and Kenny, but what do you guys think about Jacob? Last time was all about Jacob. What do you remember about Jacob and your overall impressions of his personality?
So we were giving him a hard time because that's what we do on the show.
We do.
And, there was a lot of the shopping cart questions. Honestly, I think the questions were a little too perfect because Natalie Imbruglia is perfect.
This is ultimate.
And honestly, when we ask the questions,
When I was 16.
they're generally, it's not the perfect woman, but it's a very...
I think originally on the show, you said it like you asked what she was, and Jacob
I
said 8 out of 10.
hate to say a number, but yeah.
Jacob said 8 out of 10.
And,
Really? I don't remember that.
But I will say, like, we try to antagonize him. So we followed up actually after the show. We talked to his wife, and we're like, was he giving honest answers? Because we still don't believe him.
Before that, though, he honestly came to us the next day, and he's like, I asked my wife all these answers, and she said that she got them all right, and you guys got them all wrong.
You guys gave me like a I don't know. You guys had me worried because I was like, how come they don't know me that well? Is it that hard to? So I asked my wife all the questions. She nails all of them. My mom actually calls me a couple days later. She goes, "Oh, I listened to that episode, and I'm very proud. I got them all right." And I was like, "Good job, Mom."
He gave both these evidences to us unsolicited the next day. Like, look, everyone believes me. Everyone believes me.
Yeah,
little
take that, guys.
defensive.
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
I was.
Defensive.
All right, Jacob.
All right. Well, I'm just, you guys know him well. I don't know.
Apparently not.
Well,
They're getting there. They're
I
doing
mean,
better.
did you hear from his mom directly, Joel?
I did not.
Oh,
I may have made it up.
We don't know. I
didn't,
know.
but-
Kind of have to
Does
prove
he
it.
even have a mom? We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Well, we actually,
But no,
very
like
nice.
honestly, so he was honest under pressure because he wasn't very prepared for those questions.
Right.
And the fact that his family members could agree with his answers and know him obviously
Because
better
the most
than we
reliable
do.
witness for someone is a
Yeah.
family member.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless they're trying to cover up for the murder.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, do you guys worry about like your family? I'm getting the sense that you guys worry about your family members listening to your show and what they think of you if you're being honest. Does that influence just when you're chatting, talking about things? You know, does that influence?
I was going to say mostly my like most of my family knows me and I'm who I am on the air. I'm off the air. So
How about with your stand up? Do you worry?
no, I was going to say my
think
family comes to the improv. Actually, it goes in waves where like they'll come to improv and then they'll get tired of it and stop coming and then they'll come to improv. But yeah.
No, it's funny. And like, so I have 2 podcasts. I mean, I should coin that at
I know,
this
and a
point.
T-shirt that says it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so,
an Instagram of your
I know my family
t-shirt.
doesn't really listen, but every once in a while I'll have a family member listen or a cousin or whatnot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what show? Because, there's
I do that too.
Baconsale and Radio Ronin, and I'll do a different persona. It's slightly different. And I'm like, I hope you didn't hear that one story.
Well, that's
Really? So you worry about that?
Yeah, I do.
Well, because Ken and I were talking about this today. Bacon Sale is essentially like a wood fence where you get glimpses of our real selves, like not our real selves, but like our personal lives through the slats on the wood. Whereas Radio Ronin, it's an open gate where you can see all of the junk in
Okay.
Kenny's backyard.
In fact, that's the focus of the show. That's the point.
Right.
Yeah.
Where this one is about topics, pop culture, humor,
Yeah.
things
with,
like
with
that.
little insights into ourselves. So yeah,
So
I
it's
have
a
no
little
problem.
safer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And Radio Ronin definitely more open.
Right. So, yeah, to answer your question, yeah, I do worry about it.
You do worry about
Yes.
it. Yeah. Have you ever gotten any negative feedback?
Never negative.
Criticism?
Honestly, when for example, there was a Halloween episode, a live Halloween episode we did, and I talked about it all on social media, and I told some embarrassing stories on that show because just for entertainment.
Yeah.
And my mom and a couple of my uncles and cousins, they were having a family party at the same time. They all listened.
Yeah.
And this was very revealing stuff from when I was like 13, 14 years old and just a pervert. And and they all listened. And
What
they
was
were
the
never
name of
changed.
that favorite movie you
I'm
had
not saying,
as a kid?
but they were dying. They thought it was so funny. And so when I got back, I heard all about it. And I was just, my blush so easy.
Really?
And I was dying inside. But they were
Really?
like, no, that's great. That's great.
See, I'd expect that more from one of these guys. I'm
Because
surprised.
truthfully, I don't want, I expose things, but if it's like one-on-one, I'm not really comfortable talking
Kent airs a
about
lot
that.
more dirty laundry on
Yeah.
podcasts than either Jacob or I
It's
do.
basically Radio Ronan is his clinical psychologist, or his therapist, or however you want to say it. Right? It's like you go
It's his
in and you're
cathartic
like,
moment.
yeah, like he's way more personal with the show than he would be in most cases of one-on-one interaction.
Right.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's fun. I appreciate you guys being honest about
Yeah.
it. Are we ready to do some revealing of personalities?
Let's do it.
Get my favorite part with the word association.
Yeah.
is when Dr. Matt said sex and you said lust.
Wait, why?
You remember that?
Why would that be your favorite part?
Well, because my word association, I thought love, and you were like lust.
I still think that,
Yeah,
honestly.
All right.
I did my
that was
voice
a good
crack?
one. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That one.
And what was the name of that movie that you liked as a kid? Never mind. Okay. Yeah. Anything else pop out before we move on from that? We did the word association. We did the newlywed game to see if you'd get the answers the same.
Kent won. He's Jacob's best friend.
Jacob's best friend.
They go on walks now.
Yeah, I've learned a lot about their history today. Anything else? Anything else? We ready to go?
No,
on?
let's do
I think
this.
that's it.
Yeah.
So this is kind of how I like to do this. Why don't I have a short paragraph to synthesize and bring together all the information from past episodes, from last time's episode, and from your two real personality assessments. So I've used my clinical professional skills to boil it all down to a paragraph and describe each of you. And then I thought we would have fun with, after I read it, then we'll let everybody debate which Star Wars character that sounds the most like and which Disney princess that sounds the most like.
Yeah.
So the only question left is who's going to go first? Who do we want to throw under the mix first?
Well, since Jake just went, we just barely talked about him. Let's do Jake. Let's circle back around.
Okay.
Well,
Jake,
no, I thought I was last.
Now you got to go first.
I'm first?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
is he in charge? I thought you were in charge.
Oh, I see what's going on here.
You thought Jake was in charge?
I've been deceived.
We
Okay.
are laughing.
Let's go with Jacob. Here we go. Here is Jacob's professional
Quote unquote.
quote
Why are you
unquote.
laughing?
No, I don't know.
Why is it quote unquote? He is a professional.
He laughed when he said professional.
That's me. Yeah. No, I mean this is it. Jacob, here we go.
Okay, I'm ready.
Jacob is the poster child for stability, consistency, and rationality. He is friendly and optimistic and enjoys new experiences. He's an outgoing introvert, attentive to others, kind, easygoing, and likes people. Jacob is relaxed and generally patient. However, he is only moderately outgoing of his own accord. But once a person engages him, they will feel his positivity. But look out, distractibility and disorganization are his Achilles heel.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How did that ring, Jacob? At
Right.
all?
It did.
Because I
And
have
you
to-
guys feel free to disagree.
Yeah.
Or
Well, I have to
whatever.
admit,
Yeah,
when
you
you started
guys-
off, and I was like, I don't know. Like stability. He's always looking for. What was the word after stability? It was something like consistency.
Consistency and rationality.
Because
and
consistency,
stability.
he does like trying new things and always wants to find the new thing, and so that.
But that
didn't
plays
ring as
into
true
the
to me.
distractions as well that was
That's
mentioned
true.
at the end.
That's true.
Yeah, there are
Because you
distractions.
get easily distracted.
I am, though, honestly. And I'm-
Jacob. Hi.
Hey, Joel.
No, you're answering me, Jake. Please proceed.
I think consistency would be fair though, because I have a stick with itness. Like, in fact, if there's one thing I would pat myself on the back with, it would be grit. Like, if I have something, I'm hanging on to it. I'm sticking with it.
See, but I feel like if
I'm still here on Bacon Sale. You know what I mean?
But I feel like if you find something, you're like, oh, cool. But you find something better, you may not finish the original thing because you can progress beyond where that first step would take
honestly,
you.
that's a tie to a deeper
I'm done paying this
requirement
because I'm building
of
a barn.
I mean, because if there's like it's basically following the inner compass there, right? So it's like the compass is pointing me a certain direction, and if it's like, yeah, the fence is here, and it turns out the barn's more important. If the compass is pointing toward that barn, I will move from the fence to the barn, but that's because I'm following the same consistent direction.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about the outgoing introvert part?
It's actually perfect. I love being alone, but I am also very social. I like being social. But if there's one thing I love, it's having personal time. Like, I like being alone.
Yeah, the tests, especially the two personality assessments you took, were pretty clear on that, both of them, that you are very comfortable with other people, but you enjoy your alone time. So you're not going to be that classic hyper extrovert who's always engaging others. You're happy to do your own thing. But if somebody kind of comes into your sphere of influence, you enjoy interacting with them.
Yeah, that's right on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any warning signs?
Well, no, I mean,
It's like, what's weird?
It was mostly positive. I was going to say.
I mean, it's mostly positive. I
Yeah.
think distractibility and disorganization are the Achilles heel.
No, you're absolutely right. Like disorganization, like there's things, because I prioritize other things over organization. And so my car's never as clean as I want it to be. And my room is never as clean as I want it to be. And, whatever it is, it's like there's always
His pants never as clean as he wants them to be.
like my desk or whatever. I don't keep those things. I keep
guys
them
are
at
really
like
close.
this moderate level of organization, and I should be better at it. But it's not quite worth it to me.
So if we were to take all that information and think about the Star Wars universe, and I'll just let you know, it's not that you have to guess the one that I've come up with, but I tend to think in terms of not the new movies.
Right. Original Star Wars kind of
stuff.
Wait, there are new movies?
Yeah, barely. So
go over some of those traits.
which character?
Go over
do you
some of
think?
those traits again real quick.
So stable, consistent, rational, friendly, but can kind of do their own thing. They don't always have to be around others, but they're friendly. They're patient.
I got to go with Obi-Wan.
A little
here.
bit disorganized, a little bit distractible.
I got to go with Obi-Wan here. I'm thinking of just like Alec Guinness, kind of off on his own, doing his own thing, and then he meets Luke, and he has that new direction. He wants to go that direction with him. I don't know. That's who I'm going to say is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay.
I think Qui-Gon Jinn, actually,
Are we
because...
including the prequels?
Yeah, I think at this
I
point
think
we
Dr.
are.
Matt was.
Yeah, prequels count.
Okay,
Yeah.
Because I know
Yeah,
he's a big fan of the prequels as well.
I do like the prequels, and we're going to do a show on that, right?
That's right.
Absolutely. So I would say Qui-Gon Jinn because you're determined and you have a mission in mind. But I think, just like he did with Anakin, he gets distracted. And honestly,
racing.
it wasn't a great choice for all the superiors. Like, they kind of rejected him on the Jedi Council. Wow, here we go.
Okay.
But he still was determined to make it happen, even at the expense of his
So
own life.
they say we're not going to make him. We're not going to train
He's
him.
too young.
And he's like,
no, I chose
Too old.
him. This is right. Yeah, he's too old. Yeah. So I'd say Qui-Gon Jinn.
Am I guessing too?
Yeah. What do you think?
Probably Princess Leia.
Have you seen him in a gold bikini?
I mean, I look fantastic.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I keep showing everyone the photo.
That's why he was dieting last time.
Yeah.
Why Princess Leia?
I don't
Other
know.
than the cool outfits.
No, I don't have a real good reason.
You don't. You
I
just-
like Kent's actually.
I think that tells us a lot about you, Jacob.
Does it?
That you just went right there without a good reason.
So you agree with me?
Yeah, I'm going to go with
Best
Qui-Gon
friends.
Jinn. I like that.
You like
Yeah.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That wasn't the
He's got
question,
some
but
good
all right.
arguments there. Yeah.
Okay, so I felt like you guys, I liked all of your justifications, but I think you missed out. Distractible and disorganized, that doesn't sound like either one of those Jedi. I'm going with R2-D2.
oh,
I think he's an R2-D2 because he's stable and rational. He's friendly and outgoing, but he does his own thing a lot of the time. But, he's a little distractible and disorganized. He almost lets them die in the trash compactor. I mean, there's, he's all over the place a little bit. He's a little bit more, what does C-3PO say? That these astromech droids, sometimes I can't even understand their logic at times.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I just pulled that quote
But
out.
very
That's
logical
nice.
at the same time.
But very logical.
Yeah.
Able to solve problems and get things done.
Yeah. I mean, he's a little fumbly, but
You took away
I'll
his
just flow
lightsaber.
with
We're
that.
trying to give him lightsabers here.
I know. Yeah, he doesn't want me to have a lightsaber. He just wants me to.
you didn't even.
How about
just
let's
'cause I'm
move
made of
on.
gold.
I like the R2-D2 because I think it's a little more well-rounded. But
Right.
I mean, if I were Jacob, I'd rather be a Jedi as well.
Yeah. I'd rather be a
how
Jedi.
about Disney princess? Does this description describe? We're not putting Princess Leia in the Disney princess.
No, like animated Disney princess.
Yes.
Okay, I'll go first. He's Pocahontas.
I was going to say that too.
Seriously?
Really? Yes. I was going to
Yes.
say Pocahontas.
It just justify. Let's hear it.
Okay, so Pocahontas is all about discovery. She is brilliant, but when there's something new and flashy, she gets distracted. You know, so when John Smith shows up, she will risk,
John Smith is new and flashy.
Yeah, she'll risk everything to make sure that there's peace, but that she understands a little bit more.
Well, see, and I was actually I honestly thought
I can relate to that.
I thought of Pocahontas because of the Just Around the Riverbend song when she's like, I want to discover what's out there just around the riverbend. There's a whole new world out there. I want to find it out. But she also, like, honor and duty, that's kind of her thing as well. Like, she's with her family. She's very loyal to them. So it was Pocahontas was one of the first ones.
I like it.
Before I could even form an opinion, I said Pocahontas. And then nailed
All
it.
right.
So.
I like that you guys are in sync. What do you think, Jacob?
I have no idea. But I like
no
what they're
idea.
saying. Yeah.
Oh, you thought about which Star Wars princess you've been, but you can't pull out a Disney princess?
Yeah.
No.
I like Pocahontas. That's actually, you could maybe talk me into that. I chose Mulan.
Okay.
Because I felt like there was kind of that serious focus, get things done.
Okay,
But then you're
okay.
hanging out with the Eddie Murphy dragon, and it's getting
yep.
a little distractible.
Yeah,
goofy,
no,
and
that's a good one too.
So I kind of
actually.
felt like you were a Mulan.
I like that. I like that. I would have
Yeah.
if I'd have thought of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I think
All
of
right.
a couple, and I'm
And
like,
the
no.
cross-dressing.
And the cross dress.
I
We've
can't get enough of
definitely
that.
learned some new things about Jacob tonight.
Do you guys like this dress, by the way? I've been meaning to ask.
beautiful.
Sure.
It is
Thank you.
beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah.
All
Stunning, I'd
right.
say.
Do we want to go with Joel next?
Sure.
Okay, Joel. Okay, here is Joel's official
Yeah.
right.
Bacon Sale personality
nervous.
profile. Joel is an outgoing and friendly guy who likes to look on the bright side of life. He's careful and methodical and likes to do things right the first time. Joel is rule conscious, dutiful, conscientious, conforming, and moralistic. He's a traditional guy who likes things to be done predictably, and he finds comfort in following the rules. He's accepting, but when things become unpredictable, watch out, Joel can struggle with emotional control and nervous energy.
That is pretty darn true.
That sounds spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that did ring true. Definitely.
Kenny? What do you
Oh,
think?
that sounds like a 100%
Did
true.
we nail it?
He is very reliable. I do think you find comfort, Joel, in following the rules.
I do like structure.
There are times where, and we do this on the show, where Joel and I will get each other's goats. We'll push each other's buttons, if you
Yeah.
will. And he loses it sometimes. And I'm like, and honestly, I kind of go, oh no, I went too far. Because being like one of my closest friends, I'm like, yeah, I didn't mean to do that. And now I got to say sorry because
is-
I didn't mean to do that.
When Kent gets angry on the show, he gets angry with his eyes.
Yeah.
When I get angry on the show, I get angry with my voice.
Okay.
So it's much more obvious when I'm getting angry on the show. But
Yeah.
Kent gets his angry eyes.
And
He
here's
has
the
to
thing.
knock stuff off the
We've
table.
talked
and
about this.
Taking his headphones off.
And it's not like the anger stays. It's just like it is the real quick emotional outburst just because you got to get it out.
Right.
And so I think if that's the flaw portion, then that would be it. It would be short-term burst.
Joel will hit a point, and then it's like, screw this. This is broken.
Yeah.
Like, check out.
But I do think so. Joel, do you agree? Because it's like doing things right the first time.
I do. Well, I've always been taught if it's worth doing, it's worth doing right. And so it's like you want to get that done the first time so you don't have to go back and redo it. Because that's one of my biggest pet peeves is when I get done with something and then I have to revisit the whole thing again. I'm like, I already did that.
Yeah.
So being methodical helps you avoid
Yeah,
that.
and that's the thing is having those, we called it OCD tendencies.
Yeah,
where it's like
right.
there's a certain way to do things. It's just so that if I'm methodical, then I only have to do it once and I know how to do it. I'm not going to miss anything.
I also found it interesting that it didn't say anything about holding other people to his standard because clearly there's a standard in what you just read.
He has a standard for
But it
himself,
doesn't
yeah.
seem like there's a judgment or him making sure everyone is up to that level.
I didn't find that really in the assessment that he's overly
Right. And I would totally agree with
judgy.
that. I don't think it's like,
Yeah, it's that whole for me in my house. We'll obey the rules.
right.
Okay. Do we want to take a crack at which Star Wars character that sounds like? Joel
Yeah,
would be
I
most
just
like.
started thinking.
Just run through the traits one more time so we can get them fresh again.
So he's friendly and outgoing. He's kind of optimistic, but he's very careful and methodical. Likes to do things right. Likes to follow the rules. He's moralistic, but he also can get kind of emotional and have a nervous energy when things aren't going his way.
Okay.
I hate to say this because
Oh, no.
I don't want to boost any ego.
We might be
okay.
thinking of the same one.
He's Luke Skywalker.
Luke, that's what I was going to say. I think he might be
He
Luke.
just is. I
Wait,
mean,
are we talking like New Hope, Luke? Or are we talking
no,
like
I'm
Return of the
talking.
Jedi,
I'm
Luke?
talking full trilogy because Luke starts off, and people could see him as naive, but he's living a very comfortable life. He enjoys what he's doing.
Right.
Obviously, he grows.
Is Luke happy breaking rules, though? Because Luke does like to do that. He wants away from the house. He wants all those
there's
things.
He
flirting
wants
with
it, but he doesn't do it until
There's
it's
flirting with the dark
anarchical or
side.
crispy.
That's true.
In fact, when something challenges his worldview, like finding out who his dad is, it changes everything within him, but he still manages to overcome that.
Yeah, he's Luke, I think. Luke's the closest I can think of, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Joel?
That's actually I thought of Luke and I'm like, no, that sounds too egotistical. So
It does.
I went with C-3PO.
That's what I said.
No, that was my. I was about to say that, and I was like, maybe that'll sound mean.
I think he's totally C-3PO.
Go on.
Well, C-3PO's kind of, he's
You
the
just want to
moral
name us after
compass.
robots.
I might like
so far.
robots.
If I'm BB-8, I'm mad.
You are.
Oh, wait, that doesn't exist.
No, you're that R2XO, whatever.
Oh,
the new
dang
one.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
R5D4. I don't know. Anyway, but no, I thought like he's fun and he's outgoing. But he's definitely he wants to follow the rules. He wants to tell you how things are. He's kind of the moral compass of the group, and then he can get all wigged out when things don't go his way. He gets all nervous and upset until Princess Leia has to shut him down.
But I think C-3PO is always wigged out. I think that's like his natural inclination, and I wouldn't say that's
okay.
Joel.
All right, fair enough. I mean, I like the fact that you guys are kind of lining up on these, So we had two people. We had you guys pick
Pocahontas.
Pocahontas.
Yeah.
And we got a couple Luke Skywalkers,
Lukes.
so that's okay. How about the Disney princess for Joel?
My first thought was actually Elsa, only because of the emotional thing where the emotional outburst sends those waves out
Right.
and unintentionally. That was so the control of emotion. Maybe that was my first thought.
Elsa. Okay. What do you guys think?
Elsa, it's a pretty good case, honestly. But once
poison
again,
well?
I don't think it's emotional outburst, whereas Elsa is kind of that. I'm going to have to go back to the original. I do think it's Belle. Because
I want to say Belle too, but
because she's studious. I think you enjoy learning, and you want to. And you don't need anyone else to be as smart as you are, but you would like to be the smartest one in the room.
Belle feels like a rule follower as well, right? She
Yeah.
feels like it's very
No.
structured. She's a structure follower.
She wants to break out of the quaint town life.
Oh yeah, as we discussed, she's kind of a judger as well. No, just kidding. No, not at all.
She's
in
a
fact,
straight up jerk.
well, she wants everyone else to be happy. Like she's stuck in that castle, and she wants everyone there to find happiness. So I think it's Belle.
I'll go Belle too.
Wow. Okay, we got some consistency. I had actually started off thinking Elsa, and I changed it to Pocahontas.
Oh wow!
you got
I
Pocahontas.
changed it to Pocahontas just because of a lot. I feel like Pocahontas was kind of that want to do the right thing, represent everybody, be moralistic. It was a tough call for me between those two. So,
Okay.
yeah. All right, we're moving on.
Oh, no.
Kenny, you
Here we
ready?
go.
Kenny's
I
official.
don't like this.
It's nerve wracking
Yeah, when you guys got it, I'm like, this is fun.
yeah, and the
Not
cannon
anymore.
towards you.
The
Now
official
you're in trouble.
Kenny D Bacon Sale personality profile. Here we go. Consistently in an even mood, Kenny seeks others and feels best when having a positive interaction with another person. He's socially bold and uninhibited. He's trusting, unsuspecting, and easy. He prefers new experiences to the typical ones. However, he can become critical and verbally aggressive when he feels he has been wronged. Impulsiveness, disorganization, and delayed gratification are also areas of weakness.
It's like 99%. It's pretty accurate.
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Okay, what's the percent we missed?
I honestly can't think of one thing that
No,
you
I have
missed.
one. I have
Okay.
one. You said like maybe you can say it back to me, but it's like the outgoing socially. How did you say that?
bold.
Socially bold and uninhibited? Is that what the part?
Yeah,
you meant?
the uninhibited. That's where I got hung up because I'm always trying to persuade Kent to be more bold, especially talking to ladies. And he's
Okay, I'll agree with that.
you're very inhibited there, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's a little too strong, but at least somewhat.
But with some choices as well. Like I'm not as impulsive
Yeah.
on like certain purchasing decisions, or knowing that I could talk to a lady, for example, but I won't. I'll hold myself back.
Okay.
Like if he ran into, let's say, the shopping cart situation, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he'd talk to her. I don't think there's anyone he would talk to in that
You just,
situation.
like, zoom right past
Yeah,
her
I think it would be like, no,
self-checkout.
this isn't going to work. It's too scary. Do you
Okay.
think that's fair?
Fair-ish.
Well, one
Okay.
thing to keep in mind, anytime anybody, lots of the listeners I'm sure have taken personality tests, and one of the things you have to keep in mind with these kinds of what we call normal personality traits is they're not necessarily true in every scenario or every context of your life. It's just kind of how are you generally.
Right.
So a person like Kenny might be more inhibited in a trying to ask a lady out situation. But maybe in other areas like Radio Ronan, he's less inhibited.
See,
and talks about
I'll disagree with the shopping cart thing because once the door is open, I can talk to anybody.
That's actually what I was just thinking because I remember.
But if I have to go approach someone, I will struggle.
Yeah.
And so if we bump shopping carts, I'm like, oh, hey, funny joke. And I'm like, okay, let me try to charm you.
But like if you just walk past her and then, you didn't say anything, but then you go outside and she like almost runs you over with her motorcycle, then you're like, okay, now we can talk.
That.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as the door's been opened, then yeah. I actually was gonna, because I just remembered when I started working with Kent the first time, I remember seeing Kent, and he would walk in at the end of the day, it'd be like 4:50, and he'd walk over to a group of people and just start a conversation with the whole group. And he'd be like, hey, this movie, whatever, and then everyone would start talking and interacting.
That's actually all he said was just, hey, this movie, whatever.
That is kind of how it sounds,
I'd be like,
honestly.
that Kent.
All right, so what were the flaws again, though?
Let's see. You can become critical and verbally aggressive when he feels he has been wrong. And I experienced this firsthand when I said I didn't care for, I believe was exactly what I said. I didn't really care for Man of Steel.
How dare you?
Right?
Because
he threatened to come over to my house.
Yeah. And make you watch it with
my
me.
kids sit down and watch it with him.
It's not really a threat; it's more of an offer.
I said that'd be great. Why don't you come over? And he's never come over. So it was just that
Typical
verbally
Kent. You should have
aggressive.
wrote that in too. Actually,
Yeah, but
How many
now,
times have you seen it, by the way?
What's that?
How many times have you seen it, by the way? Man of Steel?
I went to the premiere.
Okay.
And then I've watched it a couple of times.
Okay.
On
Because I was
DVD.
going to say, he made me watch it a second time, and it was better the second time.
I will say that now that Batman versus Superman came out, it looks great.
it does help it actually. Yeah,
Believable. We have a 3-hour movie in our future.
He's got mad eyes. I knew that would
mad
I knew
eyes.
that would get him. I did that for you, Joel. 'cause
Thank
he
you.
was
I
trying
appreciate
to
it.
get you, yeah. No, but so there was that. Becomes aggressive, impulsive, disorganized, delayed gratification. Not
Totally.
an area of strength.
Yeah. That's 100%.
Yeah. Yep. So those are the kind of the weak areas. So do we want to take a crack at which Star Wars character he sounds most like? Do you have an idea, Ken?
I'm thinking about it right now.
Okay, you guys.
Can you run through the traits, just a quick overview
Of all
the
the
traits
Star Wars
again?
characters?
Yeah.
Oh, pretty even mood. He seeks other people. He feels best when he's interacting with others. He's kind of socially bold, uninhibited, trusting. He's easy to be around. Prefers new experiences, but he can get really critical and aggressive when he feels wronged. He's impulsive. Doesn't delay his gratification well.
Once again, not to stroke his ego, but that sounds like Han Solo to me.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. It's just this kind of Han Solo's mood.
I'll allow it.
Han Solo's mood is pretty even killed the entire series. Like very rarely do you see him get angry or anxious or excited. It's kind of this kind of like, it's all fine. But it's the impulsivity in that regard. Not really wanting to display his emotions as much. Maybe
I can see what you're saying.
so. That's I'd say Han Solo.
Okay. All right.
I'll say he's more like Chewbacca than Han
okay.
Solo.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. There's
Go on.
so
Because you saw him with his sleeveless shirt.
yeah, bro, you look so good, so tall. Oh, so he's tall like Chewbacca, right?
Yeah, he is tall like
And then I'm not going to comment on how hairy he is, but we'll
Not
just leave
at
it
all.
at that. And then
Wait, we're in my kitchen. Though.
Yeah.
delayed gratification. I don't see Chewie doing that.
He didn't get an award. He didn't get the medal.
He would
In New Hope.
rip because it doesn't mean anything to the Wookiees.
He more like
got
it's
it.
more like
He would
he'll
have ripped
complain.
his arms off. He would have lost the chess game. Though.
When things aren't going his way, he's just going to complain, which is what Chewie does. Yeah, exactly. There's my
was pretty
argument. Yeah.
All right. I love it. What do you think, Ken?
I love that Joel said Han Solo, and I appreciate it. And I
you don't
feel like
love what
that
I
was paying
said?
me back for saying Luke Skywalker.
But let's be honest, not live out childhood fantasies.
But I feel like since you're giving tertiary Star Wars characters for us,
droid so far.
Tertiary.
no, yeah, well, come on. Actually, they are the focus of the original movie.
C-3PO are in all the films.
Yeah, but we want to be Jedi's or Sith Lords. Come on.
I can't help you. with
It's
that.
hard to
You
say
are who
because
you are,
I
man.
would say I have a lot of qualities of Anakin Skywalker.
Really?
Except for he's less consistent in his moods.
And you're willing to kill children?
Younglings.
Younglings? Same thing.
Andy hates sand.
A lot.
Do you hate sand?
Yeah, so much. No. If he feels he was wronged, and he feels like he's being held back, he'll let people know.
Which Anakin are we talking about here? Hayden Christensen?
I would say episode 2.
Okay.
Probably. Definitely not episode 3.
Got a little rat tail going on there?
Oh, yeah. That's my goal.
The whiny Anakin.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could let that one go. I felt
Whiny
like
Anakin.
Jacob and I got it. It's Chewbacca.
I knew it.
I felt Chewbacca because if you go to... So the original Star Wars characters really follow a lot of the archetypal images from, mythology and the hero's journey and all of that. And I thought about Han Solo for a second, but he's the rogue.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're a lot more Chewbacca, which is the loyal friend. But Chewbacca does display these moments of he's consistent, he's there, he's with you, he's always with somebody else helping him out, but then he just loses it at times, like threatening to pull the arms off
C-3PO.
the C-3PO.
Yeah.
But then on Return of the Jedi, when he goes for the food and Han's like, thinking with your stomach again. Like he can't leave that thing alone, even though Luke says, don't touch it, right? So I felt like Chewbacca fit better.
I enjoyed that, actually.
Yeah. And by the way, Chewbacca, C-3PO, and R2-D2 are the heart of Star. I don't know. Those are not bad
for the
characters.
Dr. Matt
You're
Star
going
Wars
defensive
show.
now, I think,
A
is
little
maybe
bit,
what you're doing.
a little
yeah.
bit.
Yeah. You have to defend.
If I really
we're not
cared what you
cooler.
thought I would, but anyway, let's move on. Let's get to Disney princesses. Now let's nail this one, guys. He has Disney princess written all over his face. Who is he?
When you have made up your minds, I have one that I think may be me.
Well, you think about
Yeah,
this all
you
the
throw it
time,
yours,
so it's
yeah.
not really fair.
Yeah, I mean, you've pictured yourself.
Based on what
as
you
a
said
Disney
here,
princess before.
I've often said Ariel, but I'll say Rapunzel on this one
Okay.
because I like to work hard and play hard. And
Rapunzel.
yeah, because she gets all of her jobs done by 7:15.
Okay.
And then she just dilly-dallies all day. She'll paint or whatever she needs to do. And there are lanterns that she would like to visit, but she feels like she's not quite worthy enough to go get them. In fact,
Go get your lantern, Ken. Come on.
somehow. But when she's given the freedom to do that or to do anything, she goes a little mad with it. And she'll just become almost free-willing at
Yeah.
that point.
All right.
And she's kind of scatterbrained. So
Work
You
hard,
choose.
play hard.
I'll go. I'm actually going to say Princess Jasmine.
okay.
I think you're Princess Jasmine because if you notice her temperament is basically even throughout the show, except when she feels she's wronged, and then she will stand up and be like, "It's not a prize to be won."
Is this the remake you're talking about, or the
No, I
original?
haven't even seen that.
Oh.
And I feel like she is very personable when she gets to know someone, but very standoffish at first. Like with Aladdin, it's like, no, I don't even want anything to do with you. And then she's like, oh, he's the street rat? Oh, we're friends. We can talk now. So I'm going to say Princess Jasmine.
Okay.
I want to say Snow White, but I can't
it
think
the
of
voice?
my voice. Actually, I can't find any good reason.
You
just
want to say
wanted-
Snow
I just
White.
wanted to. Yeah, I'm like,
Once again, because you saw his sleeveless shirt. It's
oh
white,
yeah, the
skin
white.
is white as snow.
It's
here.
the skin.
Yeah.
It's the white skin.
That's
It's a nice complexion there. Oh,
That's a sunburn right there, and that's my real skin.
Wow.
I know.
I mean, you're really friendly with the dwarves, and once you get to know them,
You go on one date with the little person.
What does this show become?
Oh, that's good. Well, actually, it's funny. So I had thought about Rapunzel for basically the same reasons you said, but I kind of landed with Ariel, which
Okay.
you had said the first time. Because I feel like there's just, Ariel's got kind of that fun, easygoing temperament, but then she's distractible and kind of goofy.
Making choices that aren't
making
always the
choices
best.
that are kind of like, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I felt an Ariel vibe.
These guys are
but
basically
Rapunzel-
my Sebastian. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's a little bit true.
we're both
Yeah.
Sebastian.
Yeah. So anyway, there you go.
Okay.
All right.
That was really fun.
Didn't
and
I say you were like
nerve-wracking.
Ariel in the last show, though?
What's
no,
that?
I think he said, who he would think he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what he said last
Yeah.
time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that wasn't stuck in my subconscious. But I think both those. I think Rapunzel works as well.
Okay.
I don't know why that cracked me up so hard that you said she works hard and plays hard. I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounded weird to me about a princess. But what I think is interesting about personality profiles is that what we're trying to do is kind of tell you stuff you sort of already know about yourself and that other people know, but boil it down into a concise, descriptive manner that you can kind of easily understand your strengths and weaknesses and kind of go forward with them. There are so many different aspects to who we are that I think if you tease out the most prevalent strengths and weaknesses, then it's actually helpful and informative to a person. So if the listeners want to figure out their own personality structures, I think they ought to follow the link that you guys are providing to be able to take both the 16 PF and the Big 5 personality. And I think that would be fun for them to get some good, reliable personality data on themselves.
Because at the end, they do give you results where you can read like paragraphs about the answers that you gave.
Yeah, it gives there's
don't
a
need to
lot
come
of
to Dr. Matt on the
there's like a
podcast.
scale as well. So
there's a scale and a descriptive, pretty good descriptions for those, and those are legitimate psychological tests that have been validated over time.
Speaking of legitimate psychological tests, we're also going to have a brief quiz where you, listener, can determine which Baconsale member you are most like. So we're going to have a quiz up, and I will share that link on social media and on baconsale.com, and you'll be able to take a quiz as well. Also, again, completely psychologically legitimate.
Yeah.
I'm going to take it. I hope I'm a Jake.
And anyway, so you can take that quiz, and we will actually put some backing behind it based on our answers, and you can see which one you're most like. So
Fun.
Yeah, that'll be kind of a weird thing. So enjoy
Yeah.
that.
Weird/fun.
Yeah, weird/fun. Completely psychologically legitimate.
Baconsale.
Oh, guys, I have a question for you, actually.
Oh,
Now that we've wrapped this up, I have another very, very serious
Jacob twist.
psychological question.
we haven't had Jacob Twist in a while.
Kent, Joel, Dr. Matt,
Yeah.
would you rather box Mike Tyson or have him apply a full set of makeup to your face every day for a month?
I'll go first.
I know you've thought about this already.
Yes,
Wait, can I clarify?
please.
Yeah.
Current Mike Tyson or 80s heavyweight champion Mike Tyson?
Punch out Mike Tyson.
Punch out Mike.
Punch out Mike Tyson. I like that.
I'm going to
So-
make
so-
an orphan out of your children. That one.
That's a great accent, Ken.
Yeah, are you sure?
I'll go first. For me, I would say that I would do the makeup application.
You'd rather Mike Tyson put on the makeup
because
for
there's
you.
some serious implications that could happen. As I've seen in Mike Tyson's Punch Out, one punch and I'm down, and it would be painful. Whereas the applying makeup, imagine the story I could tell every day when I'm like, "Hey guys, guess who put makeup on my face this morning? Mike Tyson."
Aren't you a little worried about what might happen while he's doing that, though?
No, I think he's a very good person to do makeup. I think it'd be good.
All right, Kent.
Oh, it's the makeup. Just like Joel said, it's all about the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Like
lack
how
of
you
pain.
guys just want a cool story to tell. You don't want to say you were in the boxing
I
ring
also
with
don't
him?
want to get punched in the face. So there's that.
Yeah,
Alright.
I think I would die after like 2 punches.
You
and
think
I
you'd
don't
get
know.
through
I don't,
2 punches?
I don't know the cheat codes to beat Mike Tyson. So yeah,
So-
makeup for sure.
So makeup. I can't believe you guys. Okay, so I'm going to assume when you say punch out Mike Tyson, I'm not playing him in the video game.
No, like
No,
that's
no,
the
no.
era.
In
Just
real
era,
life.
yeah.
Okay, I'm going to fight him.
Yeah.
In his prime,
How cool? Yeah, why
To
not?
say
I'll
that you fought
probably
Mike
be
Tyson,
Okay.
he's not going to go easy on you.
Honestly,
No.
that you guys are worried about the story. That's a cooler
that's
story.
the best story ever right there is like I woke up a month later after being knocked out.
Rip Van
by
Winkle
Mike
over
Tyson.
there.
Yeah,
So,
I should clarify you guys will live through it or
So
something.
no, I'm going to fight him. I mean, it won't be a fight, but
You'd
I'm
have to
gonna
beat
fight
Bald Bull, Don Flamenco, Bald Bull 2.
him. I don't
Glass
know.
Joe.
I don't. I'm just no. I am gonna just Mike Tyson me. It'd be like a 3-second fight, but I think I could maybe
Nice.
dodge one punch and then he'd probably track me down, right? But
Yeah.
Oh, that terrifies me.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Okay, one more question.
Sure.
Would you rather do a show, a Baconsale show, in the basement of the Amityville Horror House
Ooh,
Yes.
in the dark,
yeah.
or in the Chuck E. Cheese ball pit during, say, a lot of kids' birthday parties?
I'm going first. I already answered it. Amityville House.
Amityville House.
100%.
You guys want to go.
Amityville House.
Dude,
Like-
can you imagine during October if we did a show in Amityville?
Like even
Oh,
if,
that would be cool,
So you're
yeah.
saying the implications are that we get haunted, like things actually go poorly.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
So instead
yeah.
of getting like colds for about 3 months, in
No,
the
but
ball
I'm
pit.
worried about the equipment. Like we're recording a ball pit and kids are jumping around. I'm like, they're not gonna be able to hear us. They're
worried about
gonna be knocking over microphones.
Right.
I'm going to go to the Amityville House, get possessed, and then Mike Tyson will punch and knock the ghost right out of me.
There it is. All right, guys. Thanks for playing.
And thank you for listening. We really do appreciate it. Thank you, Dr. Matt, for being here on the
Hey,
show.
thanks for having
you.
me. It's a lot of fun, guys.
And we appreciate all you who are listening.
You're going to have to clean my kitchen before you leave, though.
Done.
Well, time's up. We got to go.
And Dr. Matt, do you want to give a little plug to everything that you do?
Not to everything, but just one thing. How about that?
Yeah.
I would love it if people would come over to Project Recovery with Casey Scott and Dr. Matt Woolley and learn a little bit about the world of addiction and recovery. Perfect. You can find that on iTunes or any other place you listen to podcasts.
Nice. Love it. And before we sign out, we just want to give some love to our patrons. So from the I Am the Listener category, we have Terry Finley, A More Civilized Podcast, Stephen Ross, Adrian Gray, Greg Pascal, and Joshua with Listen to My Podcast. Thank you, everyone. And we also have our Bacon Council, and that's Nicole D. Hale, Chris Anderson, Ryan Farron, Matt Mudrow, and Reverse Listener. Thank you, everyone.
But if you want to find me, you can find me at 76Joel on Twitter, or you can find me performing with Quickwits. They perform every Saturday night at the Midvale Performing Arts Center. For more details, go to qwcomedy.com or go to the Quickwits Facebook page.
If you want to find me on Twitter and Instagram, it's at Kenny3DD. If you want to read my movie reviews, it's ShowtimeShowdown.com.
You can find me on Twitter at Jacob A. Rogers and find Bacon Sale on Twitter and on Instagram at Bacon Sale. Make sure you find us on patreon.com/Bacon Sale if you'd like to support us. We love and appreciate all you patrons.
Yes.
Also, our merchandise is tpublic.com/Bacon Sale.
So until next time.
Hey, we're not here to judge, man.
I think you are, actually.
Okay, yeah. Wrong.
Choose a letter. L.
I don't really like to get my Patronus out. Yeah, I want to get my Patronus on.
I have to slam myself? That's disgusting. I kissed that girl. Not anymore. Break her heart like she broke your skin.
Floof, 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 floof. And then goes, crunch, 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 crunch.
She's like, nom, 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 nom.
Slurp, 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 slurp. Plop, plop, plop.
Sleep mask. Every time we drive, she wears a sleep mask.
Babe.
It's not us. It's us and Miss Cleo.
No, you and I are okay, Joel.
Okay.
What about us?
We'll talk.
Sneak, sneak, sneak.
I am so into this marriage. Yeah? Just naked dinosaurs?
The dinosaurs were naked.
many.
I like to antagonize Joel.
He does.
It's kind of like when you punch your friend and you're like, you can punch me back.
I'll make sure he's dead. Does he even have a mom? We don't know.
We don't know.
And this was very revealing stuff from when I was like 13, 14 years old and just a pervert.
I thought love, and you're like, lust.
Is he in charge? I thought you were in charge.
Oh, I see what's going on here.
You thought Jake was in charge?
I've been deceived.
Have you seen him in a gold bikini?
I mean, I look fantastic.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I keep showing everyone the photo.
That's why he was dieting last time.
Actually,
I think that tells us a lot about you, Jacob.
Does it?
That you just went right there without a good reason.
Oh, no, I went too far. If I'm BB-8, I'm mad.
That's actually all he said was just, hey, this movie, whatever.
It is kind of how it
I'd
sounds,
be like,
honestly.
aha, that can't.
I didn't really care for Man of Steel.
How dare you? It's not really a threat. It's more of an offer.
He's got mad eyes. He's got mad eyes.
He has Disney Princess written all over his face. Go get your lantern, Ken. Come on.
I mean, you're really friendly with the dwarves, and once you get to know them,
You go on one date with a little person.
I don't know. I felt an aerial vibe.
Weird/fun.
Yeah, weird/fun.
Hey guys, guess who put makeup on my face this morning? Mike Tyson.
I don't know the cheat codes to beat Mike Tyson.
I don't want to be married to either one of you guys.